Chapter 19, Ritual Backlash. The brilliant explosion of light faded, revealing a town square in chaos. The once harmonious blend of holiday magics now clashed violently. Lanterns flickered wildly, casting eerie shadows that danced macabrely across the snow. The menorah's flames leapt dangerously high, their reflections shimmering in the shattered ornaments that littered the ground. The Christmas tree's ornaments rattled ominously, some of them exploding like tiny, glittering bombs. The air crackled with static, and the scent of burnt sugar filled every breath, choking the once festive atmosphere. The townspeople, once united in celebration, now scattered in fear, their faces pale and eyes wide with confusion. Holly's heart pounded against her ribs as she surveyed the scene, her breath coming in short, sharp gasps. The town square was almost unrecognizable, the once charming decorations now a whirlwind of chaotic magic. The scent of burnt sugar mingled with the sharp tang of ozone and the acrid smell of smoke, creating a disconcerting aroma that hung heavy in the air. "What happened?" she whispered, her voice barely audible over the cacophony of crackling energy and discordant holiday tunes that echoed through the square like a deranged symphony. The Christmas wreaths that once adorned the lampposts now sparked with erratic energy, sending jolts of electricity snaking through the air, while the garlands that draped the buildings seemed to writhe and twist unnaturally, as if possessed by some unseen force. Jack's grip on her hand tightened, his ice-blue eyes scanning the chaos with a calculated intensity. His breath misted in the suddenly frigid air, a visible testament to the wild magic that swirled around them like a blizzard. "The ritual, it backfired," he said, his voice steady despite the turmoil, a rock in the midst of a stormy sea. "We need to contain this, now." They sprang into action, Jack summoning walls of ice to shield the townspeople from the wild magic that thrashed about like a storm at sea. The ice shimmered and crackled, reflecting the erratic lights that danced around them like a demented aurora. Some townsfolk huddled behind the barriers, their faces pale with fear and confusion, while others cried out in distress as the chaotic magic wreaked havoc on their town. Holly attempted to soothe the rampant energies with her sugar magic, her hands weaving intricate patterns in the air as she called upon the calming properties of gingerbread and peppermint. But the chaos only intensified, the clashing magics resisting their efforts like unruly children defying their parents, growing wilder and more destructive with each passing moment. The Christmas tree's ornaments rattled even more violently, some of them shattering and raining down shards of glass that glittered menacingly in the flickering lights like deadly snowflakes. The nativity scene figures seemed to move on their own, their painted faces contorted in eerie expressions, as if twisted by some dark force. Brigadier Nutcracker, his wooden face grim and determined, joined them, his magical sword at the ready. His uniform, usually pristine, bore the signs of the chaos, with scuffs and scratches marring its surface, a testament to the battles he had already fought this night. A small group of Nutcracker soldiers followed him, their toy weapons drawn, ready to assist despite the fear etched on their wooden faces. "This is beyond our control," he shouted over the din, his voice a deep baritone that cut through the noise like a knife. "We need a new plan." Despair washed over Holly like a dark tide as she watched her beloved town fracture before her eyes. The once cheerful decorations now seemed like mocking reminders of their failed attempt at unity, the flickering lights casting eerie shadows on the distorted faces of the townspeople. The menorah's flames leapt even higher, their reflections dancing wildly in the shattered ornaments scattered across the square like the remnants of a broken dream. The giant candy canes that lined the paths cracked and splintered, their fragments scattering like dangerous projectiles, a twisted parody of the festive treats they once were. She closed her eyes, and a vision flooded her mind, Merry Hollow in ruins, the eternal Christmas magic shattered, the townspeople lost and scattered like fallen leaves in a winter storm, their laughter and joy replaced by silence and despair. The holiday spirit that had once knitted the town together seemed to be unraveling, threatening to leave behind only empty shells of what once was, a graveyard of broken dreams and shattered hopes. "Holly!" Jack's voice cut through the chaos, grounding her like a lifeline in a tumultuous sea. She opened her eyes to find him before her, his hands cupping her face, his gaze steady and reassuring, a beacon of hope amidst the storm. "We're not done yet," he said, his voice firm with unyielding resolve. "We need to regroup, find a solution." Holly nodded, drawing strength from his determination, using it to bolster her own resolve. She turned to the townspeople, her voice ringing out clear and strong, a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. "Everyone, gather at the town hall. We need to work together if we're going to fix this." The townspeople, driven by a common goal and a renewed sense of purpose, began to rally. They streamed towards the town hall, their faces set with determination, their eyes reflecting the flickering lights of the chaotic magic around them like an army marching into battle. Some clutched onto each other for support, while others held makeshift weapons, ready to defend their town against the encroaching chaos. The baker, Mr. Kringle, wielded a rolling pin like a club, his usually jovial face marked with fierce resolve, a stark contrast to the cheerful demeanor he usually wore. The toy maker, Mrs. Claus, carried a bag of hastily enchanted toys, ready to deploy them if needed, her eyes filled with a steely determination that belied her usual warmth. Holly and Jack followed, their hands clasped tightly, their resolve unbroken, a united front against the storm, a testament to the power of their love and their commitment to their town and its people. As they entered the town hall, Holly paused, her eyes widening as realization dawned like the first light of daybreak, a ray of hope piercing the darkness. "Love and unity," she murmured, turning to Jack, her voice filled with a newfound understanding. The town hall, usually a place of warmth and camaraderie, now felt charged with an electric tension, a silent witness to the turmoil outside, a battleground where the fate of their town would be decided. The holiday banners that hung from the rafters seemed to ripple with anticipation, as if awaiting the outcome of their struggle, while the large Christmas tree in the corner crackled with energy, its lights flickering in sync with the chaos outside, a reflection of the battle that raged within and without. That's the missing element. The ritual was mechanical, but magic, true magic, comes from the heart. Jack's eyes softened, understanding shining in their depths like the first rays of sunlight on a frosty morning, a promise of hope and renewal. "Our vows," he said, his voice barely above a whisper, a tender smile playing at the corners of his mouth, a testament to the love that burned brightly between them, a beacon of hope in the darkness. "We never finished them." Holly nodded, a renewed hope burning in her chest like a warm hearth on a cold winter's night, a promise of comfort and solace in the midst of the storm. She turned to the gathered townspeople, her voice filled with conviction, her eyes shining with unshed tears, a testament to the depth of her love and her commitment to her town and its people. "We're going to renew our vows, right here, right now. And this time, we're going to pour every ounce of our love and unity into the ritual. Together, we're going to save Mary Hollow." The townspeople nodded, their faces reflecting her determination, ready to stand with her and Jack, to harness the power of their collective spirit and restore order to their magical home, to fight for the town they loved and the future they desired, a future filled with hope, love, and unity. The townspeople looked at each other, hope blossoming in their eyes. They gathered around Holly and Jack, their hands joined, their hearts open. With the renewed vows as their final hope, Holly and Jack stood ready to transform Mary Hollow once and for all.